Hello and welcome to Political Focus on CTR, where we bring you in-depth conversations on issues shaping our politics and society today. Well, to promote programs like this, kindly like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share to family and friends, and even your leaders. Now, coming to speak about leadership, joining us today is an icon, a businessman and politician from Benin City, Edo State, who has built a strong career in both the oil and gas sector and real estate. With experience in managing companies in Nigeria and the United States, he has also served on the board of the Nigerian Railway Corporation and contributed to various development initiatives in his constituency. Please, viewers, join me in welcoming the esteemed, capable, visionary, distinguished, and well-respected Honorable Ehiozuwa Agbonayinma. Very much welcome to our studio, sir.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the program,
sir. I appreciate you, and good morning to our viewers out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, sir, going straight to the point, you have served before in the House of Representatives, representing your constituency. What is your driving decision to contest again?
Well, it is a seven background with my wonderful parents, of blessed memory, who have instilled in us the principle of showing love, respect to others, serving others. I remember those days, my parents, they will cook, they will invite our neighbors in the village. We eat together, discuss things positively, helping people. So for me, I was looking for a way, after living in America, knowing what it entails to legislate in the area of lawmaking, sponsoring bill, moving motions. I would say I was the first African registered lobbyist. Then in the U.S., state of Texas. I volunteered myself. I was with former President Bill Clinton, President Bush, Mayor Lee Brown, Cathy Whitmire, as far back 1988 in Houston. I was a coordinator. Those really kind of brought me to the fact that this life, we came naked, we are living naked. What shall it profit a man to go the whole world and lose his soul? Everything we see is vanity, but what you can do, if you cannot help somebody, don't push that person down. Don't be PhD, pull him down syndrome. We should be able to be our brother's keeper by lifting others up. So coming to Nigeria, and I was served as a senior aide to Comrade, then as the governor of Edo State, His Excellency Adam Ehiozuwa. I was in his cabinet. I worked closely with him. From there, I became board of director of Nigerian Railway. I became a member of House of Reps. Again, I became the Federal Commissioner Code of Conduct Bureau, fighting the menace of corruption in our dear nation. In all of this, what I did that made me, separate me from among others, is all that I did when I was in the House of Reps and the Nigerian Railway. I made an impact to the development of our dear nation, the railway sector. I think my name is there, that I did a lot. With the support and the love that the U.S., as our then government, supported me in the Nigerian Railway by supporting the railway sector. The House of Reps also shows that just going to the House of Reps, it doesn't end there. But when you are there, what do? There's what we call ranking member. Some of those that were there, they didn't understand, what it entails to sponsor bill, to move motion, even to debate, because about 360 members, and to raise up your hand, if you don't have that confidence, that boldness, you have to be courageous to speak, because everybody is watching, looking at you, and you're on live television. So a lot of people are not good at the public, discourse or debate. I sponsor bills that reflect the concerns of all Nigerians. I move motions that endured, that helped to elevate, especially the one that really touched a lot of Nigerians about the military. Some of our military sons and daughters who died in the line of service during the Boko Haram and all that insurgency in Nigeria. They were killed, and their family were just bundled from the barracks as if they were nobody. And if we say that our forefathers, those who fought for us to have this great nation, the heroes, talking about the heroes. Who are these heroes? And at the end of the day, they die and they are just forgotten. I moved a motion, and it was well accepted by all the members of House of Reps and unanimously, passed. And it became an issue that the federal government had no option to pay those people, the family, what belonged to them, and so many other motions that I moved, talking about PENCOM, talking about, banking system, why, the banks are not using the youth the way it should be, having a contract labor and all that, and being able to help to give employment to our youth, men and women, in different MDAs, law enforcement. I did that, and I'm happy that sometimes I see some working. Oh, they appreciated that I gave them the opportunity to work either in the Army, Police, Navy, Air Force, Civil Defense, Federal Road Safety, Central Bank, Nigerian Railway, where I work. A lot of people. So many of the MDAs that I helped. Across the board, I go to Egor, they are there. No speculation, on ground. Building multipurpose hall, skill acquisition center where our youth can learn different skills. And sometimes I visited there, and I was so humbled. I did it, I built those things, not because, I have so much money, no. But I got support. Because if you don't ask, you don't get nothing. So I was so gifted that the speaker, the principal officer, majority of the member House of Rep, there's no motion that I will move or bill that I will sponsor. Sometimes bills from the presidency that they will kill, that the former Attorney General will bring those bills to me and say, EJ, can you help us? I told them to members bill, APC, Labour, PDP, ABGA. I brought them on board. So we come together, put everything together, and at the end of the day, that bill is approved. But before it was turned down. So those are the things that, apart from just building skill acquisition, I built ICT center, one of the best. I built it from scratch, well equipped, computerized with a solar system, internet provider for the students, for the youth, so that they can learn. We did have that kind of opportunity, but I wanted them to have a better opportunity. So those are the things that giving women empowerment, which I did. I gave over 500 grinding machines, commercial grinding machine. I gave out keke nape, over 75 keke nape. I gave out over 20 vehicles that I gave away. Not to say pay me back, no, I did this just to help my people. I want to put smile in people's face. So it's like a pastor, you preach, you're talking about the kingdom of God, talking about thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not rob, thou shalt not kill. The same with a Muslim, if you go to mosque. But unfortunately, nobody's preaching that love is God and God is love. We should show love to others. The little you have, if you're able to share, God is watching and looking. I don't care if you are a billionaire, if you cannot share what you have for others, you are not rich. So I did all this to the glory of God, God giving me the mind and the wisdom, understanding to understand that your people deserve this. I also went further to support our youth, those that the barbers, paid their rent for 2 years sometimes, equipped their, barbering shop from EJ. Apart from that, women that are doing, hairdressers, I gave them equipment, paid 2 years for them. They're out there. And all these are the things sometimes it gives me joy that when I look at it, I went the other day to visit the people, the mayors, I call them mayors of Egor and Ikpoba-Okha. Thank God to the former mayor, the council chairman of Egor, that is Honorable Egor, the daughter of the late Dr. Ehiozuwa, blessed memory, who now named the skill acquisition after me. I said, you don't have to do that. He said, no, no, Uncle, you don't know what you have done. We have never seen this kind of, support, given to, local government. The same thing in Ikpoba-Okha, the former council chairman, and Dr. Sayande, he also named, the skill acquisition multipurpose after my name. I said, wow. Well, I thank them, but that is not the reason why I did all that. I did it because that my people deserve better life. So I want to say, going back to say that I want to aspire to go back, the last time I contested, I won the election, my second tenure. I won it, but the power that bestowed it. But I say this without fear or favor that there's a woman that I want every Nigerian to respect and appreciate. Justice. Ehiozuwa. Then she was a court of appeal. To the glory of God, is now Supreme Court. That was a woman. They wanted to bribe her when they stole my mandate. This woman said, I'm going to give free, and fair judgment. We sat on Friday at the appeal panel. On Saturday, she was on her way to Imo. She crossed Boba River, crossed Raman Park. She was kidnapped. They killed the orderly instantly and whisked her and took her away. All because of my case. She was in captivity for almost 30 days. On Sunday, remaining 2 members gave judgment without nothing on the table. He said, case dismissed. The chairman of the tribunal, before the appeal, dismissed 7 applications, 5 by PDP then, because I was in APC then. I was in APC, I was the candidate of APC. Members of PDP were leaving the tribunal, crying. In the process, while he was giving judgment, his phone rang, and he picked up the phone and excused us, all the tribunal, the lawyers, for 3-4 minutes. And when he came back, he said the report of DSS had no value. He said the DSS officer who came to testify, who saw that my mandate was stolen, that the ANEC man that stole the mandate that changed the result, cancellation, alteration, mutilation, confessed. He was arrested by DSS. And he confessed and named other people how they did it, how they saw that after winning, APC winning, he gave more figure as St. Maragoroti. Getting to Western Boys, he discovered that, wow, APC ahead. He had to make sure that he asked everybody to leave, but after 12 midnight. 1 hour later, he reconvened. That was when he now manipulated the system. And when he called me, when I said miracle does happen, miracle took place during my lifetime. The ANEC man who changed the result against me was calling me, saying that, congratulations, I have done it. You should tell your leader to come and redeem the balance. I was angry, upset. I lost. You stole my mandate. You are telling me congratulations. God just told me to keep quiet. I said, look, can I call you back? I went to Deputy Governor's house. That is the former Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu, and the wife, beautiful wife. And I said, this is what just happened. He said, call the person back. I called. They recorded the conversation. And they asked me, said, we should go to the director of DSS. That is how I went to the director of DSS. At the end of the day, they arrested him by asking to come and collect some of the balance, mark money. And that was how they apprehended him. He came to Mr. Dix at Sapler Road, where he came to collect the money. But I want to say that the man they gave the mandate to, the stole my money I gave to, is my very good friend, my brother. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. I have nothing against him. That is the honorable, he said there. He was a good friend of mine. But those who did it, they are still living. I wish them the best. Let me tell you, I was on a rise one day. The chairman of the tribunal saw me speak. He didn't know that I was the Federal Commissioner Code of Conduct Bureau. He thought I was coming after him. I said, no, God told me, leave everything to God. He called the lawyer, now member House of Assembly, Honorable Charity Agbomayinma, who happened to be one of my lawyers during the tribunal. He called him and said, look, the worst mistake that I made that is troubling me in this life is the judgment that he gave against me. That he knows that I won that election. And the Charity called me. I said, no, Charity, I leave everything to God. I'm not worried about that anymore. Ranking is important. Our people, Edo State, deserve to get the best. We have not had it like others have done.
Okay, sir, coming to speak about the people, why should the people give you another mandate?
Good question. I think when one has been tested, when one has done well in all ramifications, when you go back to look at my past antecedent, what I brought to bear, that has never happened in the history of anyone going to House of Rep or Senate. But the records are there, what I did for my people, and I'm glad that I did it. Like I said before, I don't want to make repetition.
Yes.
Everything that I did, they are on record. Just Google my name. You will see all those things there. That this is EJ that did it for my people. To the women, the youth, the leaders, and the constituency. So I just want to tell them, as a ranking member, I can do far better than what I did before. What I did before is on record, that my people are all excited, hearing that I am coming back. A lot of people have been calling me, especially the Christendom, the Christian community, the pastor, the clergymen, the market women, the youth, leaders. I say, wow, it's a joy for them. Not just going to the National Assembly, like a lukewarm attitude. You go there to make an impact. There are 3 tenets of democratic doctrine. That is loyalty, commitment, and participation. Commitment to your dear nation, to loyal to your country, to value your flag, to pray for your flag, to participate in those things that will bring dividends of democracy to the yearning of the people. Those are what it takes. If you say you are a politician and you are a Democrat, you must be able to adhere all these 3 principles. Subject matter. My people deserve the best. I have given them opportunity for our people. I have built skill acquisition center, multipurpose hall, across the 2 local government. I have built ICT center across the 2 local government. Go to the river area. I provided them boat with heavy duty, machine. I did it for my people, and I'm proud. I sent people to abroad who got Nelson Mandela Scholarship Fund, Bill Gates. Some of them are in United Nations today. Those are our children, our sons and daughters. I was able to do all this. And I will do even far better than ever, if given the opportunity. And I'm happy last time the Elders Care Association of Nigeria, elderly men, landlord and landlady, these are older men who did not to be my father, women who did not to be my mother, calling me to pray for me that we are standing by you. I visit churches, pastors saying, we don't get involved in politics, but this time you are our own. Catholic, Reverend Fathers, Pentecostal, PFN, CAN, saying, we want you. I am nobody, but I'm somebody through Christ. I'm telling my people that, yes, I'm the same person. All these things that we think we own, we have, we don't own it. It's vanity. We came to this world naked and will be living naked. Because why? I've seen poverty. I've seen riches. My parents they were not poor, but they were good farmers who sent me to the best school from the village to Agbado Primary School, right here at Baba. From there to Dakin to Western Boys High School. where I became the senior prefect. You know, to be senior prefect those days, you know where it is?
Yes,
it's
sir.
tough at my age.
Yes, sir.
You know, I was treated like president at school, but that doesn't hold me to think that I'm Alpha and Omega.
Yeah.
My principal then came out to campaign for me when I came back from America. To campaign for me, principal of Western Boys, and my headmaster at Agbado Primary School, my teachers, they all came to join the campaign. That is what life is all about. What shall it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I say that.
Very
God
interesting,
is a
sir.
good God. He loves all of us, but definitely He's going to use one of us, and that person is going to use to bring back, to make Egor Ikpoba-Okha Federal Constituency as the best is Honorable Ehiozuwa Agbonayinma.
Okay, Honorable Sir, coming to speak about your experience in the National Assembly, what do you think are the biggest challenges lawmakers face today when making laws or trying to deliver a development to the community or to the nation?
I tell you this, when I got into National Assembly, I was in PDP. I want to thank somebody I've always will show love and respect to, who stood up for me, Chief Danobi, Honorable Pascal Gomez, the late Captain Osa, and Honorable Mighty Dwekeme, and many others who were there for me. Even there's a woman, a mother, Miss Okbera, she was there for me, even though, you know, things happen, I don't blame her, that is life. She was there for me, I was there for her. I love everybody. What happened was this. There was a bill, wonderful bill. This bill reflects the concerns of all Nigerians. And we had a meeting. They said we should kill the bill. It was being sponsored by an APC member. And I told my colleagues, I said, look, this bill, I think it's a wonderful bill. I excused myself. I called some of my leaders. I won't mention their names. I said, what do you think about this? Because they are telling us that we should kill the bill. My leaders, I called about 4 of them. They said, no, no, no. We'll send you there not to go and represent one particular issue, to represent positive things, things that will help this nation. And when I got back, I told my minority leader, who was minority leader, Egor was the minority leader then. I said, I'm sorry, I don't want to be a part of it. He said that I must speak on this bill at the floor of the House of Reps. I said, okay. And guess what? When we got back to the House, the Speaker, he asked me whether, I said, I saw your hand up. Do you have anything to say? I said, yeah, Mr. Speaker. I spoke in favor of that bill. And my party members were angry. Why should you do that? I said, this bill, tell me, even yourself, let us not play partisan politics. Let's put the interests of the nation first before us. This is not about me, it's about
The nation.
collective effort of Nigeria. What will make Nigeria a better country? Look, it is America that built America. Nigerians have to build Nigeria. My son called me a few days ago, said, Daddy, come back home. They all live in America. I said, which home? He said, come back home. Come back to Houston. It's your home. I laughed. I said, oh, children. Yes, that is your home. You were born there. I was born in a village in Nigeria, in Edo, there. I said, Nigeria is my home. So you are enjoying there because people built it. Yes. That's why you are enjoying. We have to also build our dear nation. And that was the day that the Speaker said, EJ, you are a patriotic Nigerian. And I hold myself very high. I don't whip sentiment. I want to look at things that will make this country. What I've seen I move a motion against the undeclared crude oil that left Nigeria to global destination. 51 countries, 41 countries investigated. I have to appreciate the former President Jonathan and Mr. Tompolo, who stood their ground. Because they were blaming militant, not knowing that those that are stealing our wet crude are some Nigerians, some cabal, who have connived with the IOC, International Oil Companies. The United States government, U.S. Custom, U.S. Congress gave me so much support. I was the chairman, U.S. Nigeria Parliamentary. What left Nigeria to U.S. alone was 391 million barrels, undeclared for, worth over $18 billion. Now, do you know what I can do for Nigeria? We can do a lot with such money. So we're talking about, we have refineries. Money are budgeted year in, year out. But none of the refineries are working. Where is the money going to? Where is the money going to? Like I've said, one man can make a change. Do you know Nelson Mandela made a serious change in South Africa?
Yes.
You know, what they call in America, Martin Luther King Jr. made what? Huge change, turning America. At the time, black couldn't vote. Black could not even use the same restroom, toilet, the white men or women use. But today, even not just only black American, even African, I would say that American gave me so much support that we always pray for America. Appreciate the support they gave me. Who am I? That I could go to a bank and take a loan without asking me to go and bring my forefather, bring my great-grandfather from the grave. Building my credit, own businesses, owning oil companies, owning a TV station in America. Me. Who am I? I'm nobody. But it is not how much you have, it is your brain. And you see Clinton will sit, I will sit with him, we'll be discussing, president, who am I? Governors, senator, congressmen, who am I? Because God is not how far, it is how well. So what is important, the benefit of sponsoring bill that reflect the concern for all Nigerians should be something that all of us should put heads to do, to conduct. It's not just going, I want to be a member of House of Reps. A lot goes around that. Look at our former member House of Reps, our son, Right Honorable West Idausa SN. He was the chairman of those who wrote the rules, the standing rules of the House. You see other House of Reps members. We've seen Obayagmo, Godomigodo, Samson Osagi, Ejina Osaho, Right Honorable Razak Bello Osagi, and many others, the late Honorable Isibo, our big father, Right Honorable Adu, they have been there. And my late friend, my late brother, Honorable Isai Dehe. And we have one that is there now. From Labour, who did the campaign, but things happen. Let them show their report cards. I don't talk about my opponent. I don't discuss them. I only discuss what I want to do, what I intend to do, what I have done. Let them show what they have done. If you don't know where you are coming from, you never know where you are going. I know where I'm coming from. I know where I'm going. I know I will make a huge impact. Not just only that, as a ranking member, I become a principal officer. When you are a principal officer, that is when your people can benefit immensely. As a rookie, as I was, guess what? Most of the hard committee, ad hoc committee to investigate every subject matter was given to me. I was in Nigerian Railway. I was not supposed to be the one to investigate Nigerian Railway. But the speaker said, I must be the one. I didn't know why. That the former director that was in Nigerian Railway, he was seconded from EFCC, was working with Nigerian Railway with us. When they were investigating a company that's supposed to have built the Eastern Railway line, 286 million euro. Go to Eastern Railway line, there's no single sand. But he drawn 100% of that money because the federal government, supported him, endorsed that contract. He collected that money. At the end of the day, he went home, money went to voicemail. EFCC was looking for how to apprehend and investigate. Former chairman of EFCC called me. Can I see you in the office? I said, any problem? He said, no, he wants you to help me. Getting there, I saw the engineer Guso, who happened to be the director of admin Nigerian Railway. I said, what are you doing here? He says he worked for EFCC. I said, how? He was the one that told Mango that if you want to know everything about Nigerian Railway, it is EJ. It was the same guy who told the speaker, if you want to get the result, how much money was stolen, let EJ be the chairman. I told him I never wanted to be the chairman of the investigation. Is it PECON? That billions of pensioners' money was stolen? Over 33 billion went to voicemail? I was the chairman of that investigation. Is it NNPC? As I'm talking today, NNPC told us that they made $123 billion in their report. But when I investigated the matter, I invited the central bank. Central bank only received $41 billion from NNPC. From 100. My question is that, where is the $81 billion? So when people are shouting, President Tinubu, I laugh. Only Mr. President cannot solve the problem of this country. It's going to require the collective effort of every patriotic Nigerians. If you look at this issue of fuel subsidy removal, I applaud Mr. President Tinubu. Why? He has saved trillions. The money he saved, he didn't eat it. He didn't give it to his family. He sent this money to various states, 36 states, including FCT, and 774 local governments across the country. Some states got over 500 billion for some months now. Well, the meager one that Edo State got, what happened? The government is using the little resources judiciously. So the president said, ask your governors, all this money that is being sent to the state, what are they doing to make their state better? Nigerians should ask their governor. That's what the president said.
Okay, so coming to talk about the governor, how will you assess the governor of this state so far?
Well,
how will you appraise his
works? I think so many dirty Thomas were speculating, saying, oh, he will not be governor, he will not be this. Some of us saw that this man was not a politician when he was helping his people in the area of insecurity in Edo Central then. He donated money, he bought, Sienna, bunch of them, supported them financially. He gave them so much support. And at the end of the day, what happened? He was not interested in Senate. He wanted somebody to contest. And nobody wanted to contest. They were thinking that, oh, why should I contest? APC have never won Edo Central apart from PDP. Everybody was afraid. He was looking for somebody to sponsor. People asking, if you are so convinced that the APC will win Edo Central, why can't you contest? Why are you trying to look for somebody else? Well, he went. Guess what? People came out en masse and they voted for him. He became a senator. This man was not a politician when he was helping his people. Listen, he owned a business that he started from ground, became a billion company, ICT. I went to Jos. I went to NIPS, Kuru, for studies. I was surprised when they were telling me that, your governor, he is a son of this place. He owned this, he owned this. He was not a politician. So I was looking for somebody like him. I contested for governorship too. When my son died, I needed to decide where should I go. People who, a lot of the aspirants, they came to plead with me to support them. Senator Ekpa never came to me. I went to him. It was God that told me, this guy, he was not born with golden spoon. I wasn't. I was born in the village, raised in the village. I left the village when I was very young. This is a man that built himself. So this is the kind of person I will support. But today, let me tell you, they say, oh, he can't speak English. Japanese, China, do they speak English?
No.
Man, come on. You want to give a dog a bad name. I made mistakes sometimes. When I was taking an exam, even to spell is, I-S, my brain went blank. I couldn't comprehend. So anybody can make mistake. English is a borrowed language. If you ask me, American English is different from British English. You say, hey, what's up, man? What's up? You go to Britain, they don't tell you what's up. They don't know what's up. So Nigeria should understand that when you see somebody, it is not whether he is a billionaire. Look at his character, his pedigree. I saw the character of the governor with a man of humility, simplicity, with empathy. That's what attracted me to him. I had the boldness to go to ITV, Arise, Channel, TVC, AIT, NTA, to defend and speak that this man will be the governor. Google it, you see. I said he will be the governor. I challenged my friend, my brother, Erufan, about it. I said, look, all these things you are saying, I know this man, God, there's the grace of God upon him. He's going to be the next governor. Just check him out. And behold, he's the governor. I'm happy today. Ikpoba-Okha, in the history since I was born, I've never seen flyover in Edo. I've seen flyover in America, Japan, UK, Lagos, Abuja, Akwa Ibom River. I've never seen anyone in Edo. I'm seeing flyover now for the first time. Ikpoba-Okha. 2. The one in Ikpoba almost completed. Go and see some of the road that has never been motorable for over 60 years. These guys opening everywhere. Simultaneously, he's working in Edo Central, working in Edo North, working in Edo South. So I shouldn't appreciate that person. Listen, I'm not afraid to say the way it is, whether the devil likes it or not. I'm a bold person. I speak with confidence. If the day I see that he derails, Ehiozuwa Johnson Agbonayinma will be the first one. But as of today, we pray to God Almighty to give him good health and longevity. The man is working. And I can only say thank you for turning Edo State. We had a governor for almost 8 years. Tell me what he did. MOU, fighting our traditional institution that we reverence, we treasure our traditional heritage. You wanted to bastardize and say, God, no. If that is the only thing he did for us with the Beninese, for redeeming our traditional institution, that nobody toys with our Oba. Nobody. We will fight that person. That is the reason why we say, Okpebolo, we call him now Akbako Rescue. May God bless him. May God keep him. And may God bless all those people that are working around him. And those that will want to derail the will of his progress, may God give him the opportunity to send them packing. Because there are some that are dead that doesn't mean well. God will open his eyes to know them and show them the way.
Amen. So, sir, Nigeria has gone through several economic and political changes in recent years. From your perspective, what direction should Nigeria be focusing on right now?
If you ask me, like when I was on TVC the other day, I'm not a spokesman for the president. You see, Mr. President, the day he took over at Edo Square, he only made the statement that the fuel subsidy removal is gone. On that same day, less than 2 minutes, you go to a fuel pump, everything skyrocketed. The price for fuel went off the roof. Now today, he has saved trillions for Nigerian people. This money that he's sending to various states, I will appeal to Mr. President. I'm not the spokesman. To channel this money for us to have constant electricity. There are saboteurs that want to derail the will of his progress. Some opposition, even some people within. Let him use this money. He has saved a lot of money for us. We thank him, we appreciate him. It's enough to turn Nigeria around. If we focus only by having electricity, constant electricity, it will drive industry. It creates opportunity for business to strive. I'm here now What are you using? You are using a generator. It costs money to do that. For any country to survive, electricity is number one key. Insecurity follows. By the grace of God, they are tackling that now. This of the NEPA, because those manufacturers of generators, they are also saboteurs. Because they want you to buy gen. Those people with diesel, they want you to buy diesel. That's what I'm saying. You can't give what you don't have. All our refineries, no one is working. We are still spending billions with something that is not working. To me, it shouldn't be something we should debate or discuss. So it is about time we, the governors, should join hands to support the president. So once that is done, the sky's the limit for Nigeria. Because Mr. President cannot do it alone. Seeing a crime be committed and refusing to report the scene of that crime to the nearest law enforcement agency, you are as guilty as the man or woman who committed that crime. So corruption is our major problem that we must eradicate. It's a cancer. I've seen it. I've been in the National Assembly. As a Federal Commissioner Code of Conduct Bureau, I just ended my tenure. I've seen corruption in every MD, in every sector. This is not about president, it's about all of us all. Corruption is a cancer where Nigeria takes their money to Swiss bank, to America, to Europe, everything. Have you seen any American bringing their money to come and bank in Nigeria? No, it's only us. And when they die, this money die with them. Come on. When you are pointing finger, one finger at Mr. President, the other four is pointing at you. President is not our problem. We are our own problems.
All right, so because of time, finally, what message would you like to share with the Edo people and the Nigerians at large about the future of the country?
Pray for your nation. Respect your flag. The flag of Nigeria represents the nation. I've never seen any American abusing their own country. It's only Nigeria and see we abuse our country. Let's be our brother's keepers. Love your nation. Love your state. Love your people, your community. Ask not what federal government, what your country can do for you, but what you can, individually, collectively, can do for your country, your state, your community, your people, and your loved ones. We need to show love to others because love is God and God is love. Don't tell me you love Jesus Christ you have not seen and you hate those around you. That is fake. Let's show that empathy, humility, and simplicity, and look for a way to forgive others because we are all sinners. We have erred God. We are erred one way or the other. As the late Archbishop Idausa rightly said, the most difficult words to mention, to make, most difficult words to make, I am sorry. Forgive me if I have offended you. He is the one better than medical attention, medical medicine, or medication. That is what we need. We need to show love to each other and pray for your country, pray for your state, pray for your leaders so that God will change their heart to look at the right path. Because we know what is wrong, we know what is right. Let's follow the right path so that dividends of democracy can be at the doorstep of every Nigerian.
Thank you very much, Honorable. We appreciate, and it was a pleasure having you. That was impactful and insightful. Viewers, this brings us to the end of the conversation today on Political Focus on CTR. I remain my humble self, Tabitha Idowu, and see you on the next episode. You are watching Capacity TV and Radio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.